Let's be for real now, YouTube. Does this really need a special intro? I mean, look at this beautiful thing. Looks good, smells good, plays good. What's good, YouTube? It's A.M.M. back again, coming at you with another video here. And today we got a review of the Carmine 6s. That's right, the Jordan 6 Carmine colorway. And we're gonna go on ahead and talk about the colorway, the materials, the lack of the pink soles, or if you had a pair that had pink soles, which if you did, I'm sorry, that sucks. And as always, first things first, be sure to go on ahead and click on all the links below, whether you're new to the channel or you're already subscribed to the channel. So that way you can make sure that you're following me on all my social media platforms, on Instagram, on Twitter, and that you're able to go on ahead and listen to all my music on Apple Music, Spotify, or wherever else you are able to stream your music from. What are we here for today? That's right, that bad boy that's right behind me, the Carmine 6s. Now, if most of you didn't know already, which I'm sure a lot of you do, the Air Jordan 6 is the first model where Jordan won his first championship. Now, these bad boys here are iconic. I mean, just look at them. The red suede material and then the white leather, the way that it just hits. I mean, it's a perfect shoe, if you ask me, the way that it's designed. And shout out to Tinker Hatfield for designing this sneaker. This edition of the 2021 version is different from what has come out in the past, because this is the first time that we get it back with the Nike Air on the tab, the heel tab here. So this is the first time that is retroed with this tab, and honestly, comparing it to the OG, which if you follow MJoeDan23 on Instagram, he already did a comparison. If you go on ahead and follow him, you can easily see that Jordan Brand did their thing when it comes to making it as close as possible to the original that came out all those years ago. Now behind me, you can see we have the 4 and the 5 as well. The good thing about that is that you're able to go on ahead and see what is so different from each pair. I think that's the fun part about it. You're able to see the differences between each pair, but you're also able to go on ahead and see the same materials or the same type of designs or inspiration that they use from previous materials onto the newer model. These also came out in 2014, but at that time in 2014, they had the Jumpman logo on the heel tab. And every other time too, the Countdown Pack, they also went ahead and had the Jumpman logo on it. And that version was honestly good, but it kind of depended on which one that you got, because some pairs just came all kinds of messed up. And it is crazy to think that it's been 30 years since MJ won his first championship in these sneakers. Well, maybe not this particular pair, but you get the idea. This is the second time within recent years that Jordan Brand has decided to go on ahead and release a pair of 6s for what would have been All-Star Weekend. Obviously, with COVID going on in the world, All-Star Weekend, there has been changes. It's now going to be next month, but we still had all the special releases that came out around Valentine's Day week. You had your Trophy Room ones, which came out on the week of what would have been All-Star Weekend, and I honestly didn't even bother trying for it. That sneaker was so botted, and that sneaker was obviously sold to resellers. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the pictures like this, and the other picture like this, that shows all the resellers with the Trophy Room ones, that supposedly there was a limited number of pairs, but obviously a lot of them circulating around, and that's another shoe for another time. The 6s have been a sneaker that obviously have been iconic, and they're important because this is a sneaker that Jordan wore when he won his first championship. So they decided to release it 2 years ago, the black infrared pair, which I'm going to show right here to you. That pair obviously has the 3M on the side panels. When you go on ahead and look at it in the light or the flash, you can see the 3M side panels here. The Carmines, they do not have that. This one, I know they had their big issue with the pink midsole. It was an issue where all this right here and obviously all this, any of the white part on the midsole was pink. And that had to do with the materials that they use in whichever factory it came from. Now, I'm very grateful and thankful to the person that was able to go on ahead and hold down this pair for me, and shout out to him for that. and I'm excited that mine did not have the pink midsole. If it did, honestly, I probably would have still picked it up and just kept it in the box, or maybe even look for a trade or some kind of return at some point. Whatever I would have been able to do to go on ahead and actually cop one that didn't have the pink midsoles. But that was their big issue this year with this pair. And it wasn't due, a lot of people are thinking that it was due to the red dye from this material here, the suede, pouring into the midsole, but that wasn't the case at all. The 2014 pair did not have any of those issues when it came out, so I'm sure people were pretty turned off, for lack of a better phrase, when they came to find out that a lot of retailers were getting pairs that had the pink midsole issue. Once again, I'm thankful that my pair did not. If you happen to be one of those people, maybe even on the sneakers app, that cop theirs and are still waiting for their pair, I know right now that the country is all dealing with the snow and the cold, so there's probably a lot of shipment issues. I don't know. I haven't seen anything with the ones that are coming in the mail and being delivered to people having that pink midsole issue, and hopefully that's not the case. But I can't wait to wear these. Obviously, more along the lines of whenever it decides to be springtime in the country. Now, this one here, as you can see, they went ahead and kept the clear soles, which is a continuation from the Air Jordan 5s. Now, the cool thing about this is that I personally like that vintage look. So I haven't worn these yet, but I can't wait to, and I can't wait to give them a nice good wearing here, there, everywhere, and make sure that this sole gets all nice and yellow. Now, some of you don't like that yellow look, but then again, though, some of you are probably the same people that went ahead and bought the Virgil Off-White 5s. So I'm not sure where exactly you stand, and if you happen to be on either side of the fence, that's cool. But me personally, I really like that vintage look, but I like it to be natural. I want to do it naturally. I want to do it from wearing it and using it, not already getting the sneaker and having it have that look. If that's the case, I don't mind, but I'd rather do it on my own, and I can't wait to do that with these. I was hoping that they would actually use a better quality leather. Honestly, it's okay. It's not the best, but it could be a lot worse, and thankfully that's not the case. But they went ahead and used a synthetic material. There's more of a synthetic suede material, but that's what they went ahead and used here on the toe cap area and on the side panels as well. Fun fact, if you didn't know, the design that was done by Tinker Hatfield, it's supposed to be a 2 and a 3 on the side when you look at it. So that's one of the fun, nifty things that he was able to do with this pair, and just thought I'd mention that. Now, also, you have the tongue on here, which I think from having the 2014 pair, which I wish I had it on me, the tongue on this pair does ride a little higher. Now, you can't really tell because I haven't really messed with the lacing here. I was about to, but thought I'd record the video first before I went ahead and did that. The tongue does seem to be on the higher side. It's not as high as the OG. Personally, I think if you're gonna go ahead and say that you're bringing it back to the OG style and put the Nike Air on the heel tab, that you raise the tongue height, exactly to where the OG would be. Now, a lot of people probably wouldn't like the original tongue height anyways. Not saying it was a crazy length, but it definitely was higher than this. All the gluing seems to be fine and in the right places. All the stitching is fine and in the right places. There's definitely nothing wrong with the pair that I have. Now, I don't know if other pairs out there, they might have some minor issues. That can happen. Obviously, it varies from pair to pair, but my pair, there were no issues on it at all. From the stitching all the way down to the materials, gluing, colors, everything seems to be perfect. Now, sizing on these sneakers, I personally like a little bit of space. They say a thumb's width of space. It depends on what sneaker it is, but I personally do like that little bit of space. I went ahead and got these true to size, so 8.5. I could honestly have gone down to a size 8, and that wouldn't have been a problem either. My toes would have been right up at the front. Honestly, the way this sneaker is built with the air unit on the back, it's a comfortable sneaker. So me going down that half size, it would have honestly been okay and not that big of a deal. But I do have a little bit of width to me. So on the sides, I personally would have felt like it was just a visual thing of uncomfortableness. But that's the reason why I decided to go true to size 8.5. So I would say if you're looking to go on ahead and buy a pair of 6s, you can go true to your size, maybe even be able to go down half a size. So that would be my recommendation in terms of size. When it comes to the 6s, if you're looking to go on ahead and use them to play basketball, I could honestly say it's a very good sneaker to use if you're looking to use it for hoops. I mean, after all, that's what the sneaker was actually intended to be used for, basketball. Who would have thought? So it isn't a bad sneaker at all. I personally have used the white infrared 6s, which is this one here, and I used those for ball quite a few times, and I personally like the feel of it. I will say though, if you are playing on a dusty court, if you're even able to play right now due to COVID obviously, it is going to pick up a lot of that dust, and you definitely will not have the best of times with it, but I would definitely recommend it for basketball purposes. If you want to go on ahead and buy the sneaker right now for resale, or if you have it already and want to use it for basketball, I would definitely say that's not a bad decision. Speaking of resale, obviously it's a 6, so I would say your best chance to get it right now for resale would be right now. If I'm being honest with you, a lot of times the 6s, especially important ones like this that have a special meaning in the Jordan lineup, in the lineage of Jordan, they tend to go up over time. So I would say if you have the money, if you're thinking about it, honestly, just pull the trigger right now. You don't necessarily have to listen to me. That's just my opinion on when you should probably copy a pair for resale if you have the opportunity to do so. Now, they did bring back this circular traction on some other sneakers, and they've even used it on sneakers as recently as the Westbrooks, I believe. They went ahead and used this circular pattern. If not the Westbrooks, I think it might have been the Paul Georges as well, that used this circular traction pattern. And honestly, it's not herringbone, which is one of the best tractions out there, but it's durable, it's good to use. If you're looking to use it outdoors, I mean, if that's what you got it for, to hoop outdoors, and especially right now with that being probably for a lot of us the only way to hoop, I would definitely say you can do it. It won't hold up all that well, so I personally would not recommend you using it for that. First, on the bottom of the sneaker, you have your iconic Jumpman logo in the same red tone as the rest of the shoe. As you can see with the packaging behind me, it did not come with any kind of special packaging for the 6s. It did not come with anything that would be out of the ordinary, I guess you could say. Now, if you're looking for a pair, you can go on ahead and go on right now, StockX, GOAT, and even on eBay. They also have their authentication system that they're doing now with sneakers priced over $100, and you can purchase one for resale. As I mentioned, the resale on these is not that high, so I would definitely say go on ahead and get a size now and get your pair now if you can. When it comes to styling the 6s, you can go on ahead and wear them honestly with a nice pair of joggers. You can go on ahead and wear it with a pair of jeans, obviously not bootcut jeans. Please, if anything needed to be left in the past, you know, it being a new year and all, is bootcut jeans. And I hope, my fellow sneakerheads, that you are no longer doing this. I will not necessarily say that you're a bad person if you still do this, but I don't think we could be friends. It's if you're wearing bootcut jeans or these jeans that just show the toe cap. I mean, I personally, and I guess it's all up to personal preference, so if you do it, then I guess whatever. But I personally can't wear a sneaker and wear a pair of jeans that is only showing me the toe cap. Not that I want to show off and flex and show, hey, look what I got on my feet. These are dope, right? And get pretty much acknowledgement and approval from society. But it's nice for me to go on ahead and look on my feet, see what I'm wearing, and be like, oh, that's right, I'm wearing all this heat. And honestly enjoy it and appreciate it, and appreciate the story behind how I was able to cop it, or whatever the hell the reason is and whatever the meaning is behind the sneaker. It kind of just hits back to you when you're able to see it, that it's on your foot and that you finally got it and you went through all that hard work, you saved up, you finally hit a W on sneaker, which, you know, it's usually the route of L L L L L L L L L L L L L L L, and then you finally went on sneakers and then back to all those L's. So that's the reason why I personally like to look at my feet, look down, and get excited. So bootcut jeans, I don't think that they would give you that feeling, but if they do, let me know in the comments below. I could be totally wrong. And once again, YouTube, I want to thank you for tuning in, watching this video, and checking out my opinion, my thoughts, my review of the Air Jordan 6 Carmine. Now, if you want to go on ahead and see more videos, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way, all the sneaker videos that I post, any other videos that I post, you're always notified when they drop, so that way you can be the first one in line to see it, first one to comment. And speaking of the whole section down here below, make sure that you hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it if you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the time here, that you hit that like button. Lets me know that I'm doing a good job with these videos and gets me excited to even bring more content to you guys, as I'll be happy to do so. Let me know in the comments below, were you able to secure a pair? Did your pair have the pink midsole issue? And if so, did you reach out to Nike or whatever retailer you got it from to see how you could get a return, if they were able to offer you the return, or maybe they were able to send you another pair? And what exactly happened if you bought it from Sneakers or one of those sites online and did get a pink midsole pair? And what was the process for you to return it? I'd love to know. I'm just curious to see what they did for my fellow sneakerheads. After all, the issue should have been resolved and probably should have never happened. So I'd love to hear more feedback on that. And as always, YouTube, this is A.M.M. once again thanking you. Until next time, I'm out of here.